Hey guys, what's up? Scythe here. I'm fixing to start doing a lot of videos, especially Let's Plays and a lot of gameplay. So I decided to go ahead and show all my characters. So if you had any questions about what spec each character was or what kind of gear for the damage I'm doing, so I decided to start with the least geared, and that's going to be my Sith Marauder. He is basically in a lot of recruit gear, a very lot. A champion chest piece, champion waist, recruit, has champion weapons which are better than the recruit weapons, so he hits a little harder than the average recruit player. Champion relics, recruit. So he's basically recruit. He has just a few minor champion pieces. He's pretty low on his core stat strength. I could get that up to 1700 and do way more damage. But I'm still, it's very, still very good for the amount of gear he has. He can still top damage meters. Level 56 Valor, so definitely an alt, but definitely a character I'll be playing here in the next couple days and weeks to come, gearing up, getting him to full Battle Master, and maybe starting some War Hero on it. I'd really like to move this character to another server because I can't play him unless it's basically prime time, because no one basically queues up on Davix Estate. So this is the first character, and now I'm going to move on to the Bounty Hunter. One other thing. He is Annihilation spec. I have been changing this up quite a bit, so don't, this is not a set in stone Annihilation build, because there's a few things that I change up in the rage tree depending on if I'm PvEing or PvPing. So this kind of varies on what I'm doing. So this may not be a spec you want to use, because this is basically a PvE setup I have now, not really the modern 1.2 setup. Alright, moving on to the Bounty Hunter. Alright guys, here's my Bounty Hunter. Basically, I played this character really hard for a long time, and then things really slowed down on this server, and I really cut back the playtime on him. I really want to increase playing this dude. I really like the animations, and a little bit more than the Commando even. So I really want to get back into it, but it's just a matter of there not being a lot of queues on Davix Estate right now, kind of holding me back. He's in the most part for full Battle Master. He's missing like relics and gloves, but he's pretty close to being finished. I could spend an afternoon and he would be topped out. Far as core stats, still flirting with that 1500 mark. I still need to finish up some hollows with the holocrons with him, and do a few little minor things. But overall, he's pretty much done. Just minor stuff that he would need to be done, and start grinding War Hero, which it's really almost impossible to grind War Hero on him, just for the fact that there's a lot of queue times on this server unless it's prime time. So I really want these two characters off this server just so I can, play them more. But I will try and get some gameplay of Bounty Hunters here soon, and get back to playing him. Basically the same talent setup as my Commando, because they mirror each other. They're basically identical. So if you'd like to, you can pause the video and take this down. This is my PvP build. But basically the same thing as my Commando, I mean. So this is my Bounty Hunter. Now move over to the Commando. I'm not really going to go into any of my other alternate characters, just the level 50s. I have so many level 30s, 38s. I'm really not going to be making a lot of videos on those characters, so I'm not really going to show them in depth until they are level 50. Alright guys, here's my last level 50 character. My level 50 Commando. Like I said, he's spec basically identical to my Merc Bounty Hunter on the other server. It's just I've been playing this guy a lot more, getting him geared out, just because the queue times are so fast and easy over here. But basically identical, mirror of each other, have everything basically set up, almost including toolbars. So you may see this guy a little bit more than the Bounty Hunter just because of the queue times with the gameplay, but I really want to try and spend some time on those other alts too. At the moment I am armor mech, just because of the I'm trying to craft all my own armor, and really trying to get the augmented armor slots, and I wanted to not have to pay outrageous prices. I may end up re-rolling biochem later, but for now I have one of my guild mates is actually crafting me blue stems to use for the 104. So I have a stack of those, and I've been crafting augments, crafting the purple augments, trying to get all my gear set and have enough for my Battle Master appearance and my War Hero appearance with augments before I drop my armor crafting. So he is close to the core stats of that 1500. After all the augments and I finish up the holocrons, I'm expecting him to be almost 1700. I'll gain, I think, 120 something just off the full augment gear. So it's going to be pushing the 1700s after the plus 10s and plus 4s. So really making headway on his core stats. His health is coming up also. At this time right now, I have full Battle Master on this dude, every piece. Really grinded out a lot of war zones. He's up to 56 Valor rank. Really going to try and push this to level 60 by the weekend. Hopefully I can get that done so I can get my augmented gear all done, and I can kind of do a little guide and a little show you guys how all the augments work and a little preview. I did get a new gun built, and it has the 1812 endurance augment in it, which is really nice. These are really important to do. If you're not Battle Master yet, you really need to push to try and get Battle Master and get this augmented gear as fast as possible. Basically, it's appearance orange gear, but when the crafter crafts it as a chance to give you an extra augment slot, which is the augment is 18 aim, 12 endurance. So you can have this for quite a few pieces. You basically have 6 pieces that can have the augments in it, and it adds over 100 aim and roughly 100 endurance. So it's a big boost in core stats having this augmented gear. But again, you have to be Valor rank 60 in order to have the PvP appearance, or 70 for the War Hero appearance. There is some other options you can find. You can also find some really low level gear that crafters have spent a little extra time in or got lucky and got an augment. So you can search the Galactic Trade Network for something like that. But I'm so close to Valor rank 60, there's no need for me to do that. I'm just going to wait till the weekend before I augment a full set of red and black appearance gear. So this is pretty much the state of all my tunes. I'll try and do a weekly update if I make significant progress on one guy, gearing him up. But yeah, I thought it'd just be a good idea to show everybody that's going to be watching the Let's Plays and gameplay, so you can kind of get an idea of how my characters are set up, or their stats. So if you'd like any more information about specific talent specs, stacking stuff, I'm always open to questions. Just leave a comment. I try and get back to as many comments as possible. Sometimes I'm really busy and it takes a few days for me to get back to you, but I really try to keep up with everything. So a couple Let's Plays will probably be coming out before the weekend, and I'll talk to you guys then.